Professional disposition is an important factor in being an effective teacher. A teacher is responsible for a plethora of students and supporting those students on their path to academic success. Therefore, it is vital that teachers not only know their subjects, but are able to work with the students on the student's level. A teacher has a very primary role in supporting learning, improving planning and practice, upholding professional expectations, and collaboratively advancing the profession. Teachers are the first responders, so to speak, of supporting learning and improving planning and practice. An effective teacher does this by getting to know her students, where they excel and where they struggle, and adapts lesson plans to fit each unique class and student. Further, an effective teacher upholds professional expectations by working with her students to support a growth mindset and help set realistic academic goals and expectations with her students. A teacher can collaboratively advance the profession by working with other teachers both within and outside of her subject area. Showing the connections between subjects using subjects students excel in to aid in subjects where they struggle is very beneficial to the learning process. These are key characteristics of professional dispositions a teacher should possess. The dispositions I possess that will make me a successful teacher are high expectations, respect for the diversity of others, fairness, professional conduct, honesty, compassion, and dedication. Some of these dispositions I had going into my undergraduate program, like dedication, compassion, honesty, and respect for the diversity of others. Other dispositions I fostered and adapted during my teaching at a residential treatment facility. There, I was exposed to a population with a greater variety of backgrounds, academic levels, and obstacles to being a successful student. I learned to adapt to challenges as they presented themselves in the classroom, and how to correct misconceptions while simultaneously encouraging students not to give up. I found the importance in telling a student that they're allowed not to like a subject, but not to make that an excuse to fail. Though I said I have respect for the diversity of others, this is an area that could be further improved upon for the lack of exposure to much diversity in my area. The students I worked with at the residential treatment facility did come from a variety of backgrounds, but most came from wealthy families as the program was not cheap. In the public school I work in now, only about 11% of the student body are in the minority demographic. I also need to work on self-reflection. I'm generally good about seeking help and advice from those around me, but I need to take the time to analyze my lessons and teaching methods and reflect for myself on how effective they were and what aspects could be improved upon for the next iteration. Advocacy is another disposition I need to work on. While I recognize things that could be changed to better a situation, I'm never the first to speak up about it and won't put up much of a fight if my views are shut down by my superiors. As important as dispositions are, it is even more so to keep in mind personal biases. Personal biases are hindrances on teaching, whether it be a bias in favor or against something. It can have very negative impacts on a teacher's ability to effectively teach and support learning. A bias in favor of an aspect of a student could cause a teacher to unfairly treat that student better than his peers, or hold him at an unreasonable standard. A bias against an aspect of a student could cause a teacher to treat that student worse than his peers, or hold him at an unreasonable standard. Even a personal bias toward the subject the teacher is teaching could negatively impact a student's learning, as it could cause the teacher to not empathize with a student who is struggling in that subject. A teacher needs to be aware of her own personal biases and consciously make the decision not to act on those biases and check her words and actions prior to speaking or acting to ensure they're not coming from a place of bias.